Hello everyone, it's your pal CrystalFissure and your other pal, Nintendo Gen 64. He's not my buddy pal, but you know, he's here to review Survivor. Well, no, actually, not. We're not reviewing it. What the hell?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, actually, maybe I'm from the future, but no. We are here to rather predict, I guess.
We're here to predict Survivor Series.
We're here to take this all as fact. Do you know what I mean? It's not like.
So, but wait a second. So that means this review is only current, like it's only really worth watching for like the next 12 hours or something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Basically.
I don't care.
Yeah. We're a bit late today, but that's okay. It's still important because I think that this luckily they've continued the trend of actually slowly but surely building a little bit more interest per pay-per-view from the obviously abysmal Night of Champions, which was just in the negative rankings in terms of hype. Now I would say that apart from a few glaring issues I have, I'm definitely more pumped to see this than I was the previous two.
Yeah, me too. Survivor Series this year has been, had a decent build-up. And, I mean, everyone's saying, the only reason WWE is even trying now is because they've made the network free for the month of November. So they're trying to get as many eyes on the product as possible. So they're doing their darndest to make it, a show that everyone's sort of looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll say, look, we've done a good job now. Let's continue that, till the end of time.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, but I'm sure TLC will suck a big one. But I mean,
whatever. That's very much true. It's going to be, look, yeah. I mean, that's the problem is that when they make a product that you expect to be good 1 month and then they're going to go back, then that's a really bad reason to invest in like the product in general. So it's really like we shouldn't be saying these kind of like remarks. You know what I mean? We should be trying to be confident about it all. But we won't look forward in time too much for this podcast. We will talk about what is going to happen. I will let you start with the first match. You pick what you want to discuss first and run with it.
There's only a couple matches really to discuss this show because really if you look at Survivor Series the pay-per-view, we only really have the Survivor Series match itself, which has received a lot of build-up.
Yep, of course.
And maybe the Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt match, which has had some build-up, but overall still sort of lacking in that department.
Oh yeah, no, that's a complete stinker to me, to be honest. Like
we'll start there then. We'll start with Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt because I honestly don't give a shit about this match.
No, they've managed to effectively kill any bit of. I mean, I'm talking about the positive start, but no, I've just remembered this. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, this is horrible. This is how not to do a feud, especially with arguably the hottest guy in the company, Dean Ambrose. Like, if you think about it, I think he was the hottest guy in the company, this time about a month ago. Now, while he still obviously gets a great reception and stuff like that, he really is not happy with this. This is awful, I think. They really haven't done a good job.
No, that's the problem with this is that
and like Bray Wyatt, he's starting to it's people start to notice this beforehand, but if this is going to keep happening where he kind of just everyone's like, oh, he's so deep with his promos, but then when push comes to shove, nothing's really being said. You got to start
that's the very thing with Bray Wyatt that I have a bit of a problem with is his whole message that he's trying to convey is oh, you need saving, Dean, or some shit like that. It's that's all he ever really talks about.
The thing, this is a typical this is a feud, right? You need saving, Dean, and then Dean replies, "No." Okay, that's it. There's no real stakes.
Yeah,
There's no real stakes. The thing is that definitely the thing with the father and stuff like that. There's an interesting road they can go down with that. But the thing is, I still just don't think it's that much to really warrant a particular blood feud-ish match at Survivor Series.
It's all vague threats from Bray Wyatt too. It's not like he's saying anything solid. He never really says what he's going to do to you, or his promos the problem with his promos. I mean, he's a great talker and he can sort of captivate you with what he's saying, but he doesn't really have this is what I want. I mean, this is how I'm going to get it, and this is what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
he doesn't really talk about like that kind of stuff. He just goes on like long tangents about sort of unrelated things. I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting. You know, he's very colorful.
It's interesting. It's interesting, but it's.
It's
Is it really?
irrelevant.
Is it really for wrestling though? I mean, like, I'm not trying to say dumb it down because I think many of it, like his teacher lady promo is fantastic. The one in with Chris Jericho, whatever. That one's fantastic. That's not really saying too much, but at the same time, it is saying something. It's saying something about Bray Wyatt as a character. While a lot of the ones when they start to do this, especially with Cena and stuff like that, and now it feels like it's not what's it really going towards. And like people say, some people defend it, go, well, it doesn't need to have everything explained. But you know what? Actually, no. That's just basically saying, I want to be an uninformed loser that just watches this because I want to watch it, because it's not like they're the two best workers. Let's be honest here. They're good, but they're not phenomenal. This isn't like a PWG match to be a mega smart. Like, they don't have many storylines in that, but you're going to get this incredible match. Where with this, it's like, we're probably not going to get an incredible match. Let's be perfectly honest here.
It'll be a fine match.
It'll be fine. It will be fine. It probably will be good, I would say. But is it going to be but the thing is, the lack of story or the lack of real direction is overall, watching a sports entertainment product, I don't think it's really going to do much beyond beyond like a quick remark after the show, like, yep, good match, and it was,
yeah, exactly. I mean, unless they like sort of carry it for the next month and then do something with it interesting. I think the most prominent issues with like these Bray Wyatt storylines lately is that they've just like sort of rushed him into like a match immediately with the person.
Yeah.
It's like maybe if he didn't wrestle Dean Ambrose this month,
Also, the final big issue is both of them, they've booked themselves into a corner where both really can't lose. You can keep saying, well, Ambrose could take the loss, but really? Like, when's that guy going to get a win? But then again, Bray Wyatt has lost basically I think he's lost every pay-per-view this year except for the one Jericho one, and then the one against Daniel Bryan, which, surprise, was when they were trying to tell themselves that Bryan wasn't going to be the guy. So the only time he ever got a win was against a guy that who comes back just so he can job, aka Chris Jericho. So to me, really, what should have happened is, simply put, he should have gone over John Cena. Like, I'm going to put it back to that. Like the win wouldn't be as much. Right, wouldn't be as detrimental if he had just actually won
at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
Extreme Rules it was shit.
Yeah,
I think we probably said that in our Extreme Rules review shows that he looked incredibly weak in that victory.
Oh, fucking oath he did.
And then the next month they just you win by a creepy little kid, and then next month he just loses again. Anyway.
Yeah, and then Cena. What's the word? Like, pins him and then runs around like a mad idiot, no-selling the entire thing. Fuck him. What a hack. He needs to learn from Adrian Neville and Alexander Rusev how to sell.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's
he's such a hack, honestly. Oh, God.
Okay, let's think about what Wyatt did after that Cena feud. He was in that, like, Money in the Bank match, and then he wrestled Jericho.
Yep.
And then he was off TV for a bit, and now he's back.
Yep. And ruins the ending of the other match, which I could excuse if they were going to do something really crazy. But now seeing that this is what we're getting as a result for not getting like a definitive win there in that match, when they could easily bring it back. Like, one win doesn't end the feud. Like, people saying, well, if you ended it there, then it would have ended. It wouldn't have, because like Seth's beaten Dean before, and but like. I'm definitely in favor of them actually having a concrete ending to that, especially now, given what this feud is, and it now it just isn't that great.
Really, they could have like had they could have had Team Ambrose versus Team Rollins or something like that.
Yeah.
Or see, I remember last month we were talking about this may or may not have been the video we uploaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I was saying that if you think about Team Cena, who would be on Team Cena? You'd have Cena, Ambrose, and then Dolph Ziggler maybe, and then other people.
Probably Ziggler, yeah.
People. And then it's like they sort of did that, except Ambrose is sort of like he's the casualty from the whole thing, because now he has to wallow in a mid-card, pointless, boring storyline with Bray Wyatt.
That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Bray Wyatt really he has this amazing luster to him. and at first, and then he loses that luster just progressively because of either the way he's booked, but fundamentally how the character works. I think.
Well, technically, his two lackeys are being booked better than he is.
Oh, that's a different story entirely. They
And
managed to
we'll get to
completely. Yeah, we'll get to that. Instead, I reckon we'll just quickly mention the pre-show match, which is a returning Fandango against one of those local, just minor guys, probably Steve Borden. I think he's probably going to just.
You wish.
Can you imagine that? If they bring Sting in, it's like, all right, well, and is Sting's on like the pre-show, like someone commented this, like, so Sting, what do you think of this match here? It's like, yeah, $9.99, you get a great match here. She just ends up shilling the product.
Well, no, see, I think it's probably going to be Wade Barrett.
You reckon?
I think it's going to be Fandango returns, which would be like, oh my god, Fandango, and then Wade Barrett comes out, it's like, oh,
Oh, right, like I one-upped you, bitch.
Yeah, like I one-upped you.
But look, they could do that, or they could take Fandango seriously. You never know. I'd say it's a half and half chance.
He's got Rosa Mendez as his valet.
Oh yeah, that's fucked. That's bullshit.
It's not going to be him coming back to end up getting.
Rosa Mendez is just
I almost can tell you that it'll probably be Bad News Barrett. He is confirmed for this show anyway.
Mm-hmm. He's in the kickoff at least, yes.
So I have a feeling he'll probably.
But I just thought maybe they're lying about it because he said like he still has 4 to 6 weeks of recovery left.
Oh well, maybe.
So I mean, it could be bullshitting. I mean, I think that's what they're doing with Brian. I'm pretty sure they're bullshitting about Brian so he can have a surprise return.
I think Brian's probably going to be ready now. To be honest, I think not quite,
reckon?
But soon he's. I mean, if you think about it, we're almost in December.
It was a serious injury though, so I would say he'd be ready by Royal Rumble. I reckon.
He's been gone 7 months now.
Yeah, but you think about what he did, the separation of the surgery and stuff like that. A lot of those surgeries do take 6+ months. Do you know what I mean? Like
we've had 6+ months.
Have we though?
Yeah, it's May.
Yeah, I know, but like
July,
as well as that, there's also complications with other surgeries and stuff. So, and just in general, like with the nerves. So, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't really know, but I think I would say that he's not ready right now. That would be utter bullshit. They'd be trying to get him back, even like because he's they booked the whole WrestleMania 30 around him. They don't want him just wallowing. They don't want people to forget about him. So
yeah, they haven't really mentioned Brian on TV much.
Not too much. They mentioned him in passing with the Brie and Nikki thing.
Yeah, well, anyway, look, let's just say Fandango versus to be announced who could be someone returning. Could be like Darren Young. Derek Young, yeah, it could be a new superstar.
Could
Derek
be EC3.
Could be Sami Zayn or something. I don't know.
So you just think he's definitely losing?
Yeah, I think he's losing. He's just gonna job out to someone.
Okay.
I think Rosa Mendez being with him is just like she's the lowest on the totem pole in the Divas division.
Yeah.
So I just think whoever she is accompanying it is gonna lose.
Yep.
Okay. If the very fact that she's with him is just like a sign that he's gonna lose. So anyway, there's some kind of women's match don't give a shit about. AJ versus Nikki. Remember, Nikki's now got. Wait, it's been a month, isn't it? So
yeah, it has been.
I see. What have they really done with that? They didn't really do anything with that. The whole Bree's her personal assistant thing.
They've just done these like petty little, like a typical TV show kind of. Now you have to be my butler, that kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah. He's my butler. But they've not really done anything with it unless Bree say the ref takes a ref bump or something, and like Nikki Bella is sort of like out, and she tells Brie, go in and give her the yes lock or something. And then Brie goes in, she's like, oh, I can't do it. She goes, and then she does the yes lock, and then like AJ's like in pain.
Who do you think is gonna win the title?
I mean, probably AJ will retain. But I mean, if
seriously, she has been lackluster as fuck. Holy crap! Wow. She really has just not been that good.
She hasn't, has she? No. It's basically like if you wanted to make some kind of payoff for this whole Butler storyline, then you win. But I just don't think they will.
Can you repeat that? It just glitched out for a sec.
Oh, sorry. I said if you want to have some kind of payoff to the whole Butler angle, then you have Nikki win. But I don't.
Yeah, you have Nikki win. Yeah. I wouldn't. We finally fulfill your prophecy of a Nikki champion. that
Yeah,
you
that's true.
guessed a few months ago.
I think it's past that now. I think we've kind of like missed that
Well,
boat.
yeah, you missed that one, but a bit later on, you kind of regain
No,
it.
no, I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying I missed that one. I'm saying because I did say that the storyline would, the whole Nikki Bella thing would coincide with the championship. I said
Yeah,
that,
right,
and
yeah.
that happened. I just think that for her to win it now, it's like what's the point
Yeah, a bit
now?
of a missed opportunity. Yeah, yeah, I get you.
Because if you want to like build her up as a heel, sort of like siding with the authority sort of thing,
Yeah.
then you do it immediately. Wouldn't do it like 4 months later.
No, no, this one's just failed on all accounts. I just hope that we get someone new and fresh into the scene next month. If in the case that Nikki wins the title,
Well,
because if
hold on,
AJ
hold on.
wins the title, what the fuck are they gonna do?
See, it's almost been a month since, like 30 days since. So what if they just played it off as if it was 30 days?
Oh
and
my
like,
god,
and then Brie Bella like turns on Nikki.
that's what I was hoping
It's
they'd
like,
do.
ha,
I
ha, ha,
guess.
it's 30 days. You can't do anything about it. Like
What they really should have done is they should have just said 28 days or however many days it was.
Yeah,
and-
they said
and-
until Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Just they should have just said that until the next pay per view or something. Like 30 days. You realize that 30 days will probably be like what? That's the 26th. So that's a Wednesday. There's no shows on a Wednesday.
Exactly. That's a day off.
It's your day off. The thing we won't see any kind of conclusion to that. Anyway, bullshit storyline. Don't care. Same with the throwaway Divas traditional
Are
tag
they doing
match.
that too? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Forgot
what
about
the
that.
hell? It's just like Alicia Fox is friends with Paige. Now they're not friends. Now there's a tag match.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, fine. Why is Naomi, Natalia, and Emma, why are they all of a sudden friends with Alicia Fox?
Alicia Fox is a good guy now? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's like
It's just going to be a shit match that Paige is going to win, I think. That's what they're going to do.
Paige, who was sworn enemies with Summer Rae, is now teaming up with her.
Oh,
She's teamed up-
yeah.
teamed
And
up
she was
with
even
Ken.
insulting her like 2 weeks ago on like a Divas Halloween Battle Royal.
Oh,
So,
was she?
yeah, she was like dressed up as Summer Rae. It was actually pretty funny. Okay, that's cool. Yep, nothing to say about that, to be honest.
And Layla, Summer Rae and Layla, they're just gonna completely forget about that tandem.
What are they? Are they not on the same team anymore?
No, they are on the same team, but it's
Oh,
like
right.
they're not gonna mention. Oh, it's Summer Rae and Layla. They're a team again.
It's
It's like,
Slay.
didn't they-
It's Summer. It's Slay.
Slayer, wasn't it?
No.
Slayers?
Slayomi? No, that's no. Oh yeah, at least Naomi will be in the card. I like her. She's pretty cool. She's really been dead. Like she's been fucking JoJo. Like she was barely even on the season of Total Divas. You didn't watch it, but
Oh, I
she's
didn't.
barely on it. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with her. unless
She's
only-
been JoJo'd.
It's true. It's true. It's
funny.
damn true.
Emma and Layla are the only ones who don't feature on Total Divas.
Yeah. As of this January, yes.
Well, what? So they're gonna have to wait till you gotta just gotta have every single diva on that show.
Why not?
How does
Why
that
don't you
even-
just do that since the beginning?
It's
Like,
like a
what are they going to do when they're
45
filming? Like, it just so happens that, like, they go, hey, girlies, and they all, like, go for lunch. What, just Emma and that just aren't there? Or they just, like, hang... Like, what the fuck? Like, that just completely contributes to, like, this kind of environment where, like, girls are just ostracized because they're not on a
you have to
fucking
have
reality
lunch
show.
you have to have lunch with Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Oh, we're filming Total Divas, Emma. Go sit in the corner and play with Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that probably happened.
So, yeah.
There's no stakes in this match. Nothing. I don't care.
Okay, let's go to Golden Stardust.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not against it. I'm just glad it's not just versus the Usos. So,
Yeah, I mean, this is your entire tag team division in one match, by the way.
yeah.
Because
Because what the fuck happened to bloody Slater Gator, baby?
I told you they were over. I mean, finished. I mean,
Yeah, finished. Yeah,
Well-
they were over there. Yes.
but think about it. What other tag teams do we really have?
Had those young upstart Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. They're pretty good. Oh wait, this is 2000. No,
Not 2008 anymore.
damn it. Yeah, that would have been cool. But no. I'm trying to think. Yeah. So obviously there was Slater Gator, but that's just fell through. And then really, you reckon that's it? Oh, no, you're right. I think
That's it. That's the
That's-
entire tag team division in
that
one
is
match
it.
there.
Yeah, you used to have, obviously, used to have the Real Americans, used to have millions of dollars or whatever it was, prime time, but they're all gone. Really? Is there anyone else? Wait, there's got to be someone else.
That's it. There's 4 tag teams, and that makes up the entire division right now. Even if you include Damien Sandow and The Miz,
Yeah, who they weren't really even a tag team.
who aren't exactly a tag team. So, but it's at least I'll say each team has unique like names. Unique.
Did you hear Los
looks
Matadors on the
on main event?
on main event?
I did. They were okay.
I was laughing at how ridiculous it was. You know, it was kind of funny. I can dig that, sucker.
But see, I was saying like at least each team has matching attire and matching gimmicks and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least they're not just a hodgepodge of like. I mean, I suppose Mizdow and the Miz are sort of like not really.
I noticed them
they're
say
too
something
simple.
like Miz say something like I will be the tag team champions. You know, like I am the tag team champions.
They probably won't go with that way. I think Golden Stardust are likely to retain.
Likely to retain. However, I would not be upset if Mizdow won and then like basically Mizdow carries like these two like prop titles behind it while the Miz carries both.
Yeah, that would be good actually.
That would
If
be
Miz
pretty.
carried two carry the actual titles and Mizdow carry the two prop titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just I like the fact that they're getting all the tag teams involved with each other, and it kind of makes the tag team division feel sort of communal in a sense. Like, and actually, it sort of just makes the tag team division feel like a division.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Okay,
really
yeah.
tiny, at least you feel like the tag teams only interact with the tag teams. They don't interact with random singles wrestlers.
Yeah.
Which is kind of.
But I mean, like Golden Stardust like haven't won one match. Like they are hopeless. Their win-loss record is fucking abysmal.
Yeah, that's
right
why
now.
they're probably winning.
Which is just stupid. What a stupid way to book champions. Have them lose everything and then they just win at the last second.
That seems to be like the playbook there.
Fucking dumb. What a dumb way to build a title. But yeah, okay. So that's it. And then what is that? Is that all we got?
Oh, we got Team Cena versus Team Authority.
That's what I mean. Like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. So this one's been pretty decent build, other than the fact that John Cena is an absolute scumbag of a character. He's a complete. I hate him. I hate John Cena. He is
the character or the person?
No, fuck the character and the person. I actually said that on Reddit today. I'm like, screw that. He's actually just a flat out douchebag on the show. Like, we're not like making that hate the character. He's so stale, lol. No, he's actually an absolute prick of a character.
Like a heel.
He is a heel. He is a goddamn heel. He doesn't save any one of his friends. He makes it. He basically forces all these people to join, and then when everything bad happens to him, the only proper reaction is, well, I could fight with 4-year-old kids or whatever, or like that little guy over there. Like, how about you actually give some value to your goddamn team, you hack? He's just so, he is just, if they don't acknowledge the fact that he is being a complete and utter heel in this, then I am just going to be so upset, because he totally deserves to be ripped apart. And what's worse is that if someone does turn heel, they'll be like, oh, they've turned their backs on Cena, as if it's like not Cena's fault. You know what I mean? If anything, Cena's the one that's turned heel by not doing anything to save any of his friends. And even worse is kids still like this prick.
Yeah, that's...
Kids like this guy. I don't understand. When I was 10, I hated John Cena. I thought he was boring and I thought he was lame.
Yeah,
right?
When you were 10, really? You had that kind of...
I swear. Did you think he was cool?
Well, when you were 10, he would have been like just starting his reign of terror.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't like him then. Like, well,
when I was 10, he wasn't champion. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the first pay-per-view, right, was what was it called? It was the first pay-per-view I bought was ECW One Night Stand. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, I was a bit disappointed that Cena won, but I didn't mind him. You know what I mean?
Wait,
but like,
he win One Night Stand.
He lost. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, oh, damn, it's Edge. Whatever. But by the end of the year, I was just like, nah. And I was still 10 at that point, obviously. So, I just didn't care. Like, he was just...
Yeah, I mean, also, we need to touch upon the fact that Cena has essentially gotten his team into a situation where if they all lose, they will all be fired. Except for him.
Will he not be fired?
No, apparently he won't be fired.
Okay, you know what? This is disgusting. I didn't actually know that. I thought he'd be fired as well. This is just exactly the hypocrisy of this corporate shit. Is it like, oh, John Cena, we hate you. The Authority, we hate you. Actually, but wait, we're going to put you in the marquee match of Royal Rumble.
But they mention that all the time, though. They mention that, like...
But that doesn't make it okay, because it's still bullshit, isn't it? The fact that he's still, like, actually this guy that's getting all these opportunities. If they really hated him, fucking fire him. Get rid of him.
But see, that's the thing though. That they understand, like as the authority, they understand he makes some money.
I get that too, but that does not make it a good storyline in the slightest.
That's true.
It makes it a straw man, and it shouldn't exist. If they're having to do that, then why should it actually exist as a thing?
Yeah.
You know, like it genuinely doesn't make any sense to me.
Isn't it funny though? Like, Triple H. By the way, he made this announcement on SmackDown last week. Yeah. He's like, if everyone loses, if Team Cena loses, everyone with the exception of Cena will be fired. Then, when Team Cena comes out to take on Team Authority, Cena doesn't come out.
Yeah.
This
is just glaring despicableness from him. And if they don't acknowledge it, it's just going to.
I'm pretty sure they acknowledged it on commentary that he wasn't there.
Yeah, they acknowledge that he's not there. But I'm saying, are they going to acknowledge that he actually?
No, I'm saying like they acknowledge he didn't come out with his team.
Oh no, I know that. I don't care about that. I'm saying if they acknowledge his dickishness in general.
Well, I mean, it's like the writers can't be that stupid. They must understand that by writing in that everyone on Team Cena gets fired except for Cena himself, and that when the Team Cena versus Team Authority thing is happening, Team Cena is without Cena, doesn't that... They can't honestly be that stupid that they think that makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they can... How can Team... I mean, how can the writers honestly believe that makes any sense at all?
What makes sense, sorry? Can you... What makes sense?
I said, how can they think that Triple H saying everyone on Team Cena's fired except for Cena, and that when Team Cena is fighting Team Authority at the end of SmackDown, Cena doesn't come out?
Yeah.
How can they think that makes any sense? Unless it's all for some
no, I got you. I was a bit slow there. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. If they don't acknowledge it, that is just such a glaringly obvious heel.
But they acknowledge it on commentary, and it's like the way it was written. It seems intentional.
It has to be. It just has to be. I really hope it is. But you got to remember, Angus, that back in the day, Hulk Hogan was like this. Hulk Hogan was an absolute cunt, right? You know what I mean? Like, he was a complete shithead, right? And yet they always defended it. What about when Hulk Hogan eliminates Psycho Sid out of the Royal Rumble, right? Psycho Sid eliminates Hogan. I think it was like in 93 or something like that.
92.
Two, was it? Yeah. And everyone was cheering. They're like, yeah, that's perfectly legal. Hogan comes out, right? Hogan comes out and eliminates him and is still treated like the good guy. Like, you are a total cockhead for doing that. You're not allowed to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just... to me, that's why I'm worried, is that they didn't do it with Hogan. They did it with Hogan, where they didn't acknowledge his poor decisions. Like, yeah, they did acknowledge that Cena wasn't there, but they didn't acknowledge that it was a poor decision. They didn't acknowledge that it was anything bad. It's just typical stupid kind of reactions on like commentary. Like, for example, like with Adam Rose and the Bunny, right? He is totally in the wrong, the Bunny, right? And when something happens, like glaringly the same thing happens, right? Cole goes how much bad the good guy, the heel is or whatever, apparently in the situation, Rose. Yeah. But then when Bunny does the same thing, he's just having fun. It's just such bullshit. Like, no one's treated really seriously. It's like morality is like so messed up in this show.
At least JBL hates the Bunny.
Yeah, at least JBL. Probably because Ryder was in there or something.
Maybe, yeah. But anyway, look, it's Team Authority, Team Cena.
Ryback. He's been an interesting one. I think that's good. I like it.
The way they've been booking Ryback has been interesting.
I just hope he
is getting massive push right now.
That's a big one.
Won the IC title. That was an amazing, like, almost markout moment for myself when he won the title.
Yeah.
And Eric Rowan coming and turning face seemingly.
Yeah, that's
joining
interesting.
Team Cena.
Yeah. That's interesting. Good on him. And you know what? Like, people said this for a while, that there's a potential where Luke Harper could have the better career than Bray Wyatt. And let's put it this way. Luke Harper has won a singles title before Bray, firstly. And secondly, Luke Harper has won a title that has had a renewed importance. Having it being defended so frequently, and with Dolph Ziggler, who was a fighting champion and didn't lose it while looking weak. It was that he was absolutely destroyed every week, and eventually it was going to get to him. And also, I missed this match, but apparently it was like a 5-star match. It was like Tyson Kidd versus Cesaro versus Ziggler on SmackDown the week before. Apparently that was incredible. I got to watch that. Maybe we should watch it later. But what's it called? That one. So he's defended it well. The IC title definitely feels important. And so for Luke Harper to be holding that, that's a pretty big deal. Like,
also, it's in the main event spotlight, with
it is, yes.
And Rusev as the US champion as well. Rusev is the kind of guy who putting a mid-card belt on does nothing but wonders for that mid-card belt. Because this is a guy who is getting booked so...
and think about when someone beats the Russian for the US title. Like, it's going to be like it. Hopefully, it's on Ziggler Ryder levels. I always talk about that one, but that was an example of, like, you can say it's the mark or whatever, but that was an example of making that title feel so damn special. And they can do the same thing. They can do the exact same thing here with the US title again, with Rusev owning it. I just hope that it's not Cena that takes it away from him, because
I think it's below Cena's kind of pay grade.
Yeah, that's it.
And I don't think Cena himself would want to win the US title. I don't think you could probably spin it in any way that winning.
You could spin that belt, all right, Angus. Hey.
It'd have to be like someone like I don't know,
Ryback.
Yeah, someone like Ryback. Not maybe.
I just wish there was less preference in terms of titles. Like, I'm one of those people that I honestly think that at any point anyone should be gunning for any title, even if it is technically lower. Yes, I'm one of those people that loves the idea of I would love the idea of Randy Orton being the IC title champion. Sorry, you know what I mean? That would just be great, because you can elevate the title. You know what I mean? Usually, it's meant to be the person that elevates the title, not the title that elevates the person. Yeah. And so with with someone like Orton, if he held like a lower title, you can bring that title back up. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's the thing with Luke Harper, I think, is his return on Raw last week. I sort of thought to myself, if he doesn't win the title here, then his return is going to start off on a sour note. And it started off, winning, probably at the moment the highest title in the company.
It is.
If you think about the IC title is now number 1 because the WWE title is hardly ever around.
Yeah.
They're putting Luke Harper.
Yeah. Yeah. Continue.
I'm not saying they're putting Luke Harper into the main event spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting his repackage or re-debut on a strong note. I feel like they're gonna go with this guy. They're gonna take it for a while. They're gonna book him well for a while. And I think that coupled with Rusev's pretty decent booking lately, I think the two mid-card titles are actually looking in a lot better state than they did when...
Yeah, for sure.
When, say,
the only thing I don't like is the fact that they're going to use this as an excuse to say, well, that's why it's good that Lesnar isn't around. Lesnar not being around, I don't think has anything to do with it, if you ask me. I think it's just the fact that they are booking it better because the way that the people that are champion are better. I mean, to some extent, you could say with the IC a little bit like that, but... to wrap this podcast up, it might as well briefly give an update on Lesnar and what are you thinking about that? The fact that he isn't at this pay-per-view now, we definitely know that, and that he's most likely not going to be at TLC. What do you think about that? I just think it's just bullshit. I'm not happy at all.
Really been. I mean, obviously, apart from the fact that the title isn't defended and that kind of thing, it hasn't bothered me too much. And I'll tell you why. Because him not being around has been able to shine the spotlight on other guys who probably wouldn't get that kind of exposure if the title was around. If Lesnar was around at this pay-per-view, I can tell you that the Survivor Series match for starters wouldn't be the main event.
That's true. That is a good point. I agree that if the only good thing is this Survivor Series main event, but that's it though. I think it's this main event. What about next main event? What about the one before it?
Well, I'll say the one before I was saying that it was nice to have two fresh guys, new guys.
Oh yeah, a 1 month break. I think's okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh, I see. I would say that the fact that this main event now feels like a big deal. This Survivor Series match, it does feel like a big deal. the one before, the month before, felt, it felt like it was a main event match. The one between Rollins and Ambrose.
Yeah, yeah. I know. This is all true, but
TLC,
it's still
they'll have to pull something up for TLC.
I just think, why should they? Like the WWE champion, I just think at this point he should be there. Okay, he hasn't been seen since what was it, like September?
Yeah, September.
Jesus Christ! Like,
in fact, Jericho has appeared more recently than he has.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Like he just, to me, is just absolutely, like, I don't really even think I like the guy. I'm not a fan of those recluse people that just hate humans, basically. That seems like he just does not like humanity. Yeah. While he makes millions off these petty humans, he so very hates. Do you know what I mean? Like,
he has a cushy lifestyle.
He has a cushy fucking life. I mean, ugh, God, what a joke. Like, he's the champion. I just think he's just, I just don't care. Like, and the thing is that's a bad thing. Like, if we're having to try and rationalize it, saying, oh, at least they're giving other people attention. Well, couldn't they do that while having the champion still there? If they can't give anyone else attention while the champion's there, well, then that's a big issue, I find.
Who would you have alternatively be champion at this point in time, then?
That is probably the biggest issue, yes. Who would you have? But
do you want Cena as champion?
It's not my job to think that up. I'm not
okay, but as a fan, who would you want to see
as a fan? Honestly, I would not be opposed to either a Wyatt, Dean, Rollins, Ziggler, like anyone. I'm serious. I don't care. Like, everyone says, oh, they're not ready. But you know what? You got to try it out. I think that, like,
that's actually, I think if Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt was over the title,
that'd be crazy cool.
That could feel more than it does.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. But I mean, it's a bit of a fantasy, but it would be awesome nonetheless.
But I mean, you can say that now. But I mean, obviously, like 3 months ago, how would you get either of them?
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, but I agree. But I still think, well, it's the same thing with Lesnar though. Like, how did this happen? Like, I mean, I guess you could probably put it down to the fact that Bryan got injured, and then you got, like, Reigns got injured, Barrett got injured. Like, there's three potential, with three real main eventers, I would say, that Barrett could have got there. Three main eventers that are out. Do you know what I mean? Which could have conceivably. I know that Sodgeball would have loved Barrett world champ. I would have been a fan of that. I don't care. Push that guy to the moon. I don't care if he's like, he holds every singles title. I'd still think it's plausible.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is that say Lesnar didn't win the title, then everyone would be complaining. Oh, he pushed, he broke the streak and that kind of. Well, do you go all the way back to saying that he shouldn't have broken the streak?
Now that I look at it, I'm more kind of like, I don't know. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say I'm not as confident as I once was. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think that at the time I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is a great idea. Like, Brock's going to be around. But then he just, like, disappeared for a while, did one thing, then disappeared for a very long time. And to me, it's kind of pissed over, Undertaker a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't really give a fuck. I just broke the most important streak in professional wrestling history. I'll just go home and hunt some fucking deers.
Yeah, I mean, he was...
screw my wife.
He was off like, after.
He's given everything. Like, this guy's given everything. He's always been given everything. And I don't really like people like that. Like, he has talent, but he can't talk for shit, for the most part. That isn't in a practice promo. He's wrestling. He's a good athlete, but I'm not really interested in suplexes, to be honest. And thirdly, or fourthly, or whatever, the guy has always been handed everything, and then when it starts to falter, he quits. It happened in WWE, whatever. It happened in New Japan. He went to New Japan, went over everyone there. It happened in the NFL, or whatever. He fucked up. He couldn't do shit, so he left that. And then when he started to get health issues with the UFC, he quit that. And he was pushed into the title scene of the UFC, which is in the real world. That's the real life shit.
Well, I know they didn't push him. You have to actually legitimately.
Like
It's not booked like WWE. You have to legitimately
no, but he was still pushed as a marquee person pretty quickly. No, on
Yeah,
the UFC he was.
He's a name though. He
Is a name, but I mean, it's still the point. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, UFC's real, but I'm saying that they did use real pull to get him into the level that he was so quickly. He was like, yeah, pretty lucky to be, in. I mean, obviously he's talented. Like, I'm not taking that away from him, but it just, to me, it's just like he's in everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like the guy is never had really. He's just always just gets given everything, and then he comes back to WWE and he just dominates everyone there.
Yeah, that's true.
Why do they love this guy so much? Like, he's honestly anymore. He's not the draw that they think he is. He's not the draw that you think he is. I can promise you that. I can absolutely promise you. There's even facts now. There's even buy rates, and even though you can say network that can actually say that he's not as much of like
that's very true.
They killed him when he lost to Cena, arguably, and then put into 3 fucking matches with Triple H. You know what I mean? Like, God, terrible. That's so awful.
Yeah, that Cena survive Extreme Rules, like that was a big deal, and so was SummerSlam was big as well.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah,
he did win at SummerSlam. Let's not forget that.
Well, he did win.
And I'm pretty sure the Extreme Rules following WrestleMania 29 was also a big deal.
Yeah,
but nothing since then has really like SummerSlam. Actually, SummerSlam this year, the buy rates weren't that good.
No.
Neither Night of Champions just really took a tumble, actually. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously, Night of Champions was these are going to be affected by people having the network now, but I still don't think that that's enough because, like, for example, like 700,000 people still bought Mania. Like, you know what I mean? Like they would have had more network subscribers, wouldn't have they? Do you know what I mean? You'd think that they would have more network subscribers if to show how much of a draw Lesnar is. And, I've talked to many people outside of the wrestling who don't watch it and stuff like that and asked them, hypothetically, what you think about a guy who does what Lesnar does. And I think everyone excuses it because it's Lesnar. Again, this hard on for this guy. Like, if The Rock did The Rock, everyone hated The Rock for, like, not really doing much despite having the title. The Rock did way more than what Brock did. And even though, I know you could say, oh, well, he's an actual movie star, he didn't really, blah, blah, blah. It still did more than what The Rock did.
Well, The Rock was actually champion for less time now than Lesnar's been. Yes. Lesnar's been champion for almost 100 days.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, what a fucking reigning defending champion that Paul Heyman spews out.
Well, he is reigning, but he's not really defending.
He's not defending at all. Someone should make a joke about that. But then, you know what's even worse? The fact they'll probably start poking fun of it on WWE TV. Like, he hasn't really defended. That should not be a storyline, him not defending the title.
That's a great story. Actually, we should see vignettes of him, like, sitting around not defending the title.
The reigning, and, like, you have, like, Brock Lesnar in the reign, defending, and then him just sitting, like, being, like, showing that thing of, like, him, like, killing that moose.
You should have, like, Paul Heyman say, oh, look, like, he is defending his championship against, like, wild animals or something.
Yeah, because that video where he, like, shoots a boar or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, fuck Lesnar, I say. I'm just not into you at all. And that's like the recurring thing of these podcasts. I've just been ripping into him every podcast.
You've been.
He's
really
going to kick my ass if he ever watches this. Oh wait, no, he's not really involved in the wrestling business at all. There's no chance in hell he's probably even looked at the results of Raw. He probably doesn't even watch it.
He probably watches Raw.
He probably doesn't. No.
He probably gets his able to, like, write down, like, the key points from it.
I will swear he probably does not watch it, Angus.
He might.
I swear he probably... No, why would he?
Well, I mean, why would he not?
He doesn't care about wrestling. Clearly, he's just in it for a paycheck. Like, it seems to be pretty obvious that he's just in it for the paycheck.
Sorry, you must be seeing something I'm not seeing.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I think this guy's a dedicated worker who's a student with the game and loves the business.
I'm sure he loves the business, yeah. Yeah.
But he's not in love with the business.
No, he's not. You don't want to be in love with the business.
He loves it, but he's not in love. I mean, he's in love with the business in terms of,
the money.
Well, no, Sable.
Money, Skylar. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, overall, it has the potential to be a very good pay-per-view.
Not very good. I'd say it has the potential to be a decent.
Yeah, I guess, okay, good. It has the potential to be a good pay-per-view. It has the potential to be a memorable pay-per-view with the type of swerves they could pull, and and also with the possible debut of spoiler, Sting. That could be
Spoiler
cool.
Sting.
I love that spoiler Sting guy.
When will regular Sting debut?
Yeah, Sting could be pretty cool, I would say. I imagine being part of that pop. I hope he gets an enormous pop. I hope he gets the pop since Lesnar or something like that. That would be amazing.
I hope he gets the pop of the century.
Yeah, me too.
This century. I mean, 2000s are like, 21st century. What other great pops have we had this?
Triple H in 2002?
Yeah, that was a good pop, actually. Yeah. And Cena at the Rumble in 08 was a good pop.
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
And Ziggler cashing in was a good pop.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
And Barrett winning the IC title.
Yep.
Was a good pop. And that's about it.
There's been some more,
CM Punk at Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Yeah, of course.
That was a great pop.
Yeah, that was. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. And sorry it took so long to get out, but yep, I'll be working on getting this up as quick as possible.
That's what he said.
That's exactly. I did say it. You just quoted me. Yep. Goodbye.
Bye.